Hey, welcome to our new podcast called The Ghastly Guide, where we offer a low stimulation horror podcast with episodes featuring niche urban legends and folklore stories from various regions around the world. You'll learn about different cultures through nuanced commentary and immersive storytelling. We would like to become a podcast wherein people can discover different cultures and their values through effective storytelling and inside commentary. And since this is our first episode, our first stop is England. Now, for England, we have the story of the Black Shuck, or the legend of the Bungay Black Dog. The Black Shuck is believed to be an omen of death, and sightings of the creature are said to foreshadow a person's demise. One of the most famous accounts of the Black Shuck comes from the town of Bungay in Suffolk. Suffolk. I apologize if I pronounced it wrong. In 1577, the Black Shuck is said to have appeared in the church during a storm, killing several worshippers before disappearing into the night. This event is commemorated by a weathered vane in the shape of a black dog on the church's tower. The Black Shuck is a legendary ghostly black dog that is said to roam the coastline and countryside of East Anglia. Descriptions of the Black Shuck vary, but it is often depicted as a large, shaggy dog with glowing red or green eyes. The Suffolk coast is known to be steeped in ancient legends and myths. The beast is said to roam the coastline and countryside of East Anglia, its name possibly derived from the Old English word sucka, meaning devil. For centuries, inhabitants of the Suffolk coast have told tales of a large black dog with malevolent, flaming eyes the size of saucers. According to reports, the beast varies in size and stature from that of simply a large dog to being the size of a calf or even a horse. Sometimes Black Shuck is recorded as having appeared headless, and at other times as floating on a carpet of mist. According to folklore, the spectre haunts the landscapes of East Anglia, primarily coastline, graveyards, side roads, crossroads, bodies of water, and dark forests. Its alleged appearance in 1577 in Bungay and Blythburgh is a particularly famous account of the beast, and images of black sinister dogs has become part of the iconography of the area and have appeared in popular culture. Legend has it that on the 4th of August 1577, a large black dog burst in through the doors of St. Mary's Church in Bungay to a clap of thunder. It ran up the nave, past a large congregation, killing a man and boy and causing the church steeple to collapse through the roof before moving on to Blythburgh Church, where it mauled and killed more people. Local accounts attribute the event to the devil. The scorch marks on the door of Blythburgh Church are referred to by the locals as the devil's fingerprints, which can be seen at the church to this very day. The spine-chilling event is remembered in this verse. All down the church in midst of fire, the hellish monster flew, and passing onward to the choir, he many people slew. According to folklore, the Bungay Black Dog prowls along dark lanes and lonesome field footpaths of the Suffolk coast, where, although his howling makes the hearer's blood run cold, his footfalls make no sound. If you are unfortunate enough to encounter him, it is said that you will soon be extremely ill-fated. Today, you can see evidence of the mythical creature, the scorch marks on the door at Blythburgh Church and throughout the market town of Bungay. Look up high at the town's weather vane and coat of arms. Its name also lives on in the Black Dog Running Club, Black Dog Marathon, Black Dog Antiques, and Bungay Town Football Club, the Black Dogs. So, should you ever hear this mighty beast howling, you will do well to shut your eyes, even if you are uncertain whether it is the dog fiend or the voices of the wind you hear. Oh, I got I got goosebumps from that. So upon hearing the story, it really reminded me of the feeling I would get when I was a child and I would be told by adults or my parents that to never go out late at night because of stray dogs going around the dark streets, especially when they're in packs. And I don't know, I guess I was always scared of them because they might chase me and bite me. I don't know. But yeah, I've always, I've always been personally a cat person, so that's that. Yeah, I did some research on this creature and seeing the images of this dog, there were drawings where it kind of looked like a goat. And as you all know, as most of you know, goats are some kind of symbol of the devil. So I guess that's understandable. And in some images, it has two glowing eyes, but other images only has one eye, like one eye, the dog. So both are scary, but I get why it would have different or various appearances because that usually happens in folklore stories and the creatures that are told. And it would also be usually drawn as it looking very hungry and skinny and malnourished. So I guess that could depict that it's them being really hungry and they want to eat people. So yeah, very freaky. I am curious though to know if there are people who grew up in England who have heard the story in their life, and if they've heard different versions of the story. Like I said, it's common for folklore and urban legend stories to be told in many different ways by many different people from different generations. So I think it is very interesting how stories tend to get passed on for so long and somehow still be the same thing. Like it's still like the story's still intact, but there's you can't avoid it being told in different ways. So yeah, that's why there's different versions of the creatures that these folklore stories have. Yeah. Yeah, I would be very glad to know if you have other folklore stories that you've heard in your childhood, especially the not really known ones. Some popular ones that I think most Filipinos do already know. Like for example, the manananggal, the capre, what else? The what do you call this? The one where you say tabi tabi po to um duende. What else? Aswang. Yeah, those are the really classic ones in Filipino folklore. I think everyone has heard those stories. So yeah, I guess our goal in this podcast is to explore on other stories that aren't really told that much. And especially not just in the Philippines, but also in other countries and regions. So yeah, that's really something that we're here to do. And I'm really excited to explore more on that because on the next episode, we will be covering another country or region. So that's very exciting. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. So yeah, that is our episode for today. We covered England, the Black Shuck. Please let us know if you have any story suggestions. That would be really great. Stay tuned for the next episode next week already. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Bye.